Hello everybody, ukpancakes back on with another video. This day we'll be covering Star Wars Battlefront 2. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition, so I'm able to play it 3 days earlier, but that's besides the point. In this video I'll be going over the multiplayer mechanics, how to start the game, how to level up fast and get lots of battle points, and what the classes do. Let's get into this. And just as a quick side note, if you came here just for the battle points, there is a link in the description that goes straight to the part, or you can skip to the time here. So yeah, let's get into this. So when you first install this game and boot it up, the first thing you'll see is the main menu with either advertising the campaign mode, a video explaining star cards, test your training section, and or welcome to Battlefront thing. And when you look at the menu, you'll see in the bottom left hand corner there it says either get more crates or one unopened crate. Every day if you log into Battlefront 2, you will get one free crate as a daily crate. So make sure you open up Battlefront, open your daily crate as often as you can. And if you scroll the menu to the right, you'll go over to the play section, the menu where you will see 3 modes. Campaign is the campaign, that is 1 player. Multiplayer is where you'll go up against between 8 to 40 players depending on what mode you play. And the last one being arcade, where you can go against AI with the choice of playing it with another friend. And the multiplayer game mode has 5 different modes for it. Galactic Assault, where 40 players, 20 on one side, 20 on the other, doing phase-based objectives where you can play either the original trilogy, prequel trilogy, or the Disney trilogy. And the factions you play as are the droids, Imperials, or Rebels. And the Disney trilogy equivalent of the Imperials and Rebels. And Starfire Assault is where it's 24 players, 12v12, where you can play as either a fighter, bomber, or interceptor in the same like phase/objective format of Galactic Assault, except it's in space. Heroes vs. Villains is where it's 8 players, 4v4, play, and you only play as heroes or the villains. It is a massive orgy of just superpowers just raping each other all at once. Strike is where 16 players, 8v8, do mini objectives where you defend all the objectives, or you attack all the objectives. And it has like 4 rounds. And when you win 1 round, it will go on to the next one, or if you lose 1 round, it will go to the next one. And either side has to win 2 rounds to be able to win the strike. And Blast is a 20-player match, 10v10, where it's mostly close quarters combat, where each team has 100 lives, and you have to eliminate the other team by killing 100 players, obviously. And just as a pro tip from me, this mode is really easy if you play as a heavy and use your shield a lot, and just go into your room with the enemy team and just enter guns blazing. And yeah, now that we have all the modes covered in multiplayer games and daily crates, let's get into the different modes and how to get a lot of battle points and level up fast. Let's do this. So as I explained before, there are 5 different modes for multiplayer: Galactic Assault, Starfire Assault, Heroes v Villains, Strike, and Blast. The best modes in my opinion for battle points are Galactic Assault and Blast. My reasoning behind this is because for Blast it's very, very easy to get kills if you play as heavy and use your shield a lot. Because since half your body is covered, and since it's close quarters combat most of the time, it's easy to hit people, and it's hard to hit for people I hit you, since they have a machine gun pointed to the head for one, and half your body is covered with the shield. You know, and they can't hit your shield, and you can't break it. So you can rack up a lot of battle points with this mode if you know how to play it correctly. And for Galactic Assault, let me tell you a little secret here. After I finished playing Battlefront 2 for multiple hours straight, I went to YouTube to look at what people have thought of the game so far. And one of the people I watched said something about using TIE fighters and stuff during Galactic Assault, and if you're a competent flyer, then you can rack up a ton of battle points. So I went to Galactic Assault, chose an X-Wing, And when I got my 600 points, I just destroyed everybody in the game. I think I got over like 5,000 battle points once I died, and I immediately bought another one and did the same thing. By the end of the game, I think I racked up like over 14,000 battle points. So if you're a good flyer, then if you have the choice, buy a TIE Fighter, X-Wing, whatever, and you will get a ton of battle points. Trust me. You can get a good bit of battle points in Starfighter Assault if you're good at the last thing I mentioned with the Galactic Assault, breaking everybody with ships. And the other two modes, for me anyway, weren't all that great for racking up battle points. But if you find luck and good fortune in those, then you do you. But Galactic Assault and the ship method is the best way to get points, for me anyway. Trust me on this. And for the last section, I'll be going over the classes and heroes for Battlefront 2 so far anyway. And I will be going over the two best classes in my opinion, which are the Assault class and the Specialist class. The Assault class has two weapons, the first one being this kind of assault rifle, weapon, and the second weapon being an ability where you pull out a shotgun and you're able to run and rush people. And the Assault class also has two more abilities, where the first one being a thermal detonator, a grenade, and the equipment he has is a scan dart that scans enemies around the bullet when you shoot it, an acid launcher that is kind of like a smoke grenade that deals damage, an ion grenade that detonates, that's able to detonate shields and vehicles that does a lot of damage, and the flash pistol that blinds the target. The Assault class is very good for close and mid-range combat, and his gun is very powerful, and his shotgun sends enemies to oblivion. And my favorite class to play as is the Specialist. This class has two weapons, and the primary one being a sniper rifle that can take half the enemy's health away if you shoot them from the head, and a third of their health away from a body shot. And the second one weapon being kind of like this burst gun that makes it so that when you use it, you're invisible from enemy radars. And the other two abilities he has is a shot grenade that slows enemies down, and the equipment he has is a trip mine, pretty self-explanatory there, thermal binoculars that tag enemies and lets other teammates see them, a personal shield bubble, a stinger pistol that deals damage over time, and a repulsion cane that knocks enemies down. And the Specialist, he's very good at long-range combat, obviously, but on maps like Starkiller Base, it just destroys everybody if you don't want to use the ship method. And the other two classes are the Heavy and the Officer class. I'll go over the Heavy first. The Heavy has a machine gun that just rips through everybody, especially if it's close quarters. And the second weapon being like this kind of sentry gun that is just insane. It just does insane amounts of damage, and it also makes that you and your allies take reduced explosive damage. And his two abilities are an impact grenade that's really good, and the equipment being either improved combat shield that covers half his body, an ion torpedo that is good at destroying ships and vehicles, ion turret, or the barrage weapon that is essentially just a grenade launcher. And last but not least is the Officer class. The Officer only used a pistol as his weapon. One of them even has a scope on it, but he only has one that he's the only class that doesn't have a secondary. His three abilities are Battle Command, which gives him protection to yourself and his allies. His second ability is a flash grenade that explodes into a bunch of other tinier flash grenades that blind to do a little bit of damage to enemy. And his equipment is a blaster turret that automatically repairs itself when a friendly officer is near it, a homing shot, a diffuser, aka a shield that blocks explosives, and a squad shield that protects people from blasters and other energy weapons. So guys, this has been a video on how to play Battlefront 2 and how to get lots of battle points. I hope this helped with Battlefront 2, help explain it a little bit more, and hope you get more battle points and level up faster. This video took a long time to make, so I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed. And I'll also appreciate it if you would leave a comment on the video of what you would like to see next, like a specific class loadouts and how to use them, or maybe a video on all the different Galactic Assault and Starfire missions and going in depth about them. But whatever you guys suggest, I'll consider doing it. But anyway, guys, this has been ukpancakes. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.